ever considered the number of damaging, destructive things that happen, let's just say in the human body, which happen from the inside out? Like cancer, or fungus, or bacterias, or viruses. They get on the inside and they work their way out, and that's how they destroy. Welcome to Leading Leaders Podcast, 5-minute videos, 5 days a week. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. It's true in many types of living organisms, also in organizations, companies, teams, relationships. Things get on the inside of a relationship, of an interaction, of an organization, of a company, of a team, and they begin to eat away like a cancer does, like a bacteria does, like a virus does, like a fungus does. They get on the inside and they eat up all the good stuff until there's nothing good left. And then all the bad stuff begins to work its way from the inside out until it consumes the whole thing. I was just watching a video this morning. Sounds like a disgusting topic, but it makes a great illustration. Toenail fungus. A lot of people deal with toenail fungus, and they try to deal with it by rubbing an ointment on the outside, by trying to solve it from the outside, by trying to clear it off, cut the toenail off, whatever else. What they forget, though, is that the reason the toenail is expressing fungus is because there's fungus inside the system. Well, it happens because you've got an acidic diet. There's too much stuff in the body that's not supposed to be in the body, and the way that stuff works its way out of the body is to come out through the toenails. For some people, that's bad teeth. For some people, that's cancer. For some people, that's arthritis. But there are a lot of different things that happen inside the human body that express themselves on the outside in the ways of pain or discomfort or unpleasing appearance. Boils usually happen from some kind of infection in the blood or some kind of infection in the pore. Now, I just want to ask the question, though, how often do we find ourselves in the place where our team, our organization, our country club, our social group, our group of friends has a problem on the inside? Maybe it's one individual who's always stirring up trouble. Maybe it's one group of people within the organization that's always causing a problem. But that problem tends to eat away at the solid nature of the group, the communication of the group, the compassion of the group, the ideologies of the group. And as that individual, as those conversations, as those little spats here and there begin to manifest themselves over and over and over again, they're like the fungus that'll eventually cause your toenail to simply fall off. And then you've got to have it removed. And once you've had it removed, it'll never grow back a toenail again. And now for the rest of your life, that toe has no toenail and it looks absolutely ridiculous. And there's nothing you can do about it. But see, when cancer becomes a part of the human body, you might have to have a mastectomy, which means that part of the body has to be removed and it will never come back again. People with diabetes who don't take care of themselves find themselves having amputations. Gangrene sets in, lack of circulation, bad blood flow, neuropathy, and eventually you just lose the limb. But losing the limb is the alternative to losing the life. See, the organization that doesn't remove the fungus from the organization, and I don't care how big that is, if there's a problem in your marriage and you don't remove that problem, it will eventually cause an amputation or a destruction of the marriage. The same thing in your relationship with your kids, with your team. If you lead an organization, it doesn't matter how big that organization is. I don't care if you're talking about a country club social group or a country. If there's a cancer, a fungus, a bacteria in the organization itself, a few people with bad ideas who simply want to spread their bad ideas, those bad ideas will eventually take over everything. And if they don't consume it all and convert it all to a cancerous cell or a fungus cell or a giant boil or a zit, then what they will do is cause so much internal disharmony that eventually you'll lose a limb. If you are the leader in an organization and you can see clearly enough to recognize the difference between the healthy cells in your organization and the threatening cells in your organization. Please, for the sake of your organization, for the sake of the things that you've invested in up to this point, get busy about the business of changing the internal structure. If you want to get rid of toenail fungus, you've got to change your diet. Add some probiotics, add some things to your diet that make your body more alkaline and less acidic. And you will kill the toenail fungus, because you will kill the fungus throughout the entire body. All the stuff in the gut, all the stuff inside the blood cells, all the stuff inside the muscles, all the stuff inside the toenail. Because you can't kill the fungus from the outside. You've got to get rid of the fungus source from the inside. And the same thing is true in your organization. Again, I don't care if you're talking about a country club social group or you're talking about a country. If you've got a fungus, you've got to get rid of the fungus or the outside expression of it. The damage and the destruction are going to be obvious for everybody to see. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day. Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom.